Hello and welcome to the RG10 Podcast. And today we're heading just over the edge of the RG10 postcode to the Bluecoat School Sports Hall on Sonning Lane, where a really interesting local club has been growing rapidly over the last few years, Reading Rooks Korfball. Now, if you're thinking, Korf what? Then don't worry, you're in the same boat that most of us are when we first hear about it. But hang on in there, because you are about to find out. I've been speaking to Josie and Austin from the Rooks, who are going to share how the club started, how it's grown, and why people of all ages are finding their place there. So if you're looking for a new sport, a new challenge, or just a welcoming group to get involved with, you might hear something today that sparks your interest. And I started by asking the question that's on everybody's lips. What is korfball?
That is the million-dollar question that I think I've been asked hundreds of times. And I still feel like I don't have a great answer for it. But if I'm trying to give a short answer, I would say it's an interesting mix of netball and basketball. But if I was to go into more detail, I would say it's a mixed gender sport, originally from the Netherlands, I think from the early 1900s. That is the first and sort of only true mixed gender sport across the globe, that takes a bit of inspiration from netball and a bit of inspiration from basketball, but is very unique as well in terms of it has its own set of rules, very different style of play. But yeah, at its heart, it's a ball sport realistically. Gameplay split into two halves, an attacking and a defending half. Teams at 8, which is made up of 4 boys and 4 girls. You have to have a sort of equal number of each gender, and each gender is equally as important as the other. So that's where the mixed gender element really comes in. Every 2 goals scored, you switch. So you're sort of split into 2 divisions of 4. So you play either the attacking half or the defending half. And every 2 goals scored, you all rotate. So you go from attacking to defending and vice versa. So very different to netball having set positions. You aren't a attacker, you aren't a defender, you are everything, and you will play a crucial part in both ends at some point during the game. A bit more movement than netball, so it's not as static, but not as free as basketball. So you can't dribble the ball, you can't run with the ball, but you are allowed to take 2 steps, whereas netball is very much a catch, stand still. And the post is actually very similar to a netball post, but think a meter higher. So we just love to make our life difficult for ourselves. We are a 3.5 meter tall post. Netball, I believe, is about 2.5. So just to add an extra layer of difficulty as well. No backboard. So more in the style of a netball post.
Josie, the mixed gender aspect of the game, how does that alter, I guess, approach and tactics?
It just makes it so much more of a fun sport to play. I think the fact it's mixed gender just means everyone gets on really, really well. The way that the game is played means that you can't be defended by someone of the other gender. So it's not like, someone from the opposing team is going to come and defend you and it's a really tall guy and then it's a bit daunting as a girl. We don't play it like that. We play it so that girls will defend girls and boys will defend boys. So it makes it a really nice sport to play, but also everyone, as Austin said, everyone can do everything in korfball. It's not typically one person that's really, really tall would have a specific role to play. Anyone can play korfball however they would like to. It's such a nice team sport. I would say that the mixed gender makes it such a nice inclusive environment to be in, and it's just so unique the way it's mixed gender. There's no other sport like it, really.
Now, you came to the game through playing it at university. I haven't been doing this mass research on Wikipedia. You just told me that before we started recording. Is that a normal path into the game, would you say, Josie?
Yeah, definitely. Most of the people that I know that play korfball started it at university. It's a really, really big university sport. The majority of people that you talk about with korfball know someone that played it. That's how they got into it, most likely at university. A lot of us at Reading Rooks have come from Reading University. So both me and Austin started playing at university for the Reading Knights, who are still an established and running club. And as part of our league, Reading Rooks play games all the time against Reading Uni. So it's a really nice, close relationship that we've got with our local club. But yeah, playing it at university really is the way that most of us enter the sport. But also it doesn't mean that it's not kind of open to beginners who haven't played it at university. We're really, really welcoming. And yeah, lots of our members have come through the university route, but a lot of us haven't. So yeah.
It's more strange sometimes when you do know someone who knows korfball before uni.
Yeah.
I think that the spiel I gave you at the beginning of like, oh, it's a mixed gender sport, netball and basketball. You say that so many times at these freshers events. And when someone comes over and says, oh, I've played korfball before, you're like, hang on a minute, shut the front door. Like, how do you know what this sport is? Like, I didn't know what this is. So there are other established clubs that have sort of junior youth teams, etc. But that's very few and far between in the UK still. If you go over to Europe, the Netherlands, Belgium, like it's a huge sport played from a young age all the way through to sort of adulthood. So that's why they're so amazing at the sport, because they're playing it from the moment they can walk. A lot of us don't start playing until we're 18 in the UK. So yeah, a bit too developed to sort of be on their level, but we try.
Tell me about the history of Reading Rooks.
So it was set up in 2019. So yeah, when I was at uni, we played against Rooks, which is quite strange that I'm now part of Reading Rooks. But yeah, so it was set up in 2019, I think, because quite a lot of people that had gone to Reading University that were still living in the area perhaps didn't want to play for the university team anymore and thought, well, we'll set up our own club then. So that's exactly how it came about. I know club members JT and Rachel, who used to play at uni as well, set it up, and we've grown massively since then. So we started out with one team in our local league, and we now have 4 teams across loads of different levels, abilities. So yeah, it's massively grown, but it's set up because people that went to the uni wanted to play, and it's just really thrived since then, to be honest.
Yeah, that springs to mind. Are there many clubs locally? Do you have to travel far and wide to get a game?
I think that's why Reading Rooks sort of formed, really. There was a bit of a void in Reading, that there was the uni club and there wasn't another club in Reading. But locally to us, there are quite a large number of clubs in Oxford. We have Guildford, Basingstoke, Southampton, which has a city and a uni team, a bit like the Reading Rooks setup. I think that's most of our local clubs. We're often sort of traveling mostly 30, 35 minutes, sometimes pushing up to an hour if we're going down to Southampton. But also, as Josie said, sometimes we're playing the uni guys, so we're not really having to go far at all. It's on our doorstep. So I think that's where the Reading Rooks sort of setup really came from, was there's quite a big void. Obviously, Reading is a huge town, a huge population, and people were having to go out of Reading to go to these other clubs. So before I joined Rooks, when I came back to Reading after moving away for work, I briefly joined Basingstoke before Rooks was sort of fully established, because that was the sort of closest club for me. And then when Rooks became more established and Josie did a fantastic job on social media of sort of showcasing what a great club it was, that's what sort of moved me back, because it was more local, and great to have that on my doorstep again.
You're the social boss, aren't you, Austin? Can you tell me a bit about the club culture? What's that all about?
Yeah, I think we have a really lovely culture at Rooks, as Josie said. The mixed gender element just brings a really nice sort of mixture of people and personalities, and it removes, I guess, some of the negative attributes that people often assign to sole gendered sports, like, oh, rugby does this and netball does this. We sort of lose that element of korfball because everyone really just has to blend in and be together. We have quite a busy social calendar, and that really ranges from pub quizzes to pottery painting, to nights out, to going on sort of weekend trips away. So this year, we're still in 2025, we've been to Edinburgh, we've been to Slovakia, last year we went to Paris, sort of moving around sometimes for korfball tournaments. So sort of we went to Edinburgh for a korfball tournament, we went to Slovakia for a korfball tournament, and sometimes just doing weekends away, so down in Devon and Centre Parks, etc., just as like a nice get together as a club. So it is a really, really lovely culture at Rooks, and we try and sort of cater to everyone. So making sure we do a mixture of sort of alcohol focused socials and also sort of like sober socials, just there's something for everyone really if they want to get involved and what they want to participate in. It's all, obviously, if you want to get involved with all the socials, that's fantastic. If you want to just come along and play and be very focused on the sporty side of it, you can also just do that. There isn't a right or wrong answer to being a member of Rooks. It's whatever you want to throw into it, and you can get what you want out of it.
What's the age range we're talking about here? Do you have to be a certain age to play, or you got to be under an age? What are we talking?
No, not under an age. We do say adults at 18 plus, just because having juniors in the club just adds an extra layer of complexity that we haven't got the infrastructure at the moment for. But 18 plus, and we do have a really lovely range of ages at the club, which again adds some really like nice dynamics and just a real nice range of people. So there is no upper limit. But 18 plus, please.
What's the age of your oldest player then?
I actually, off the top of my head, I want to say 55, maybe.
Really? I think around 60. Yeah, 50 to 60, definitely.
Yeah.
Goodness me. Oh,
Yeah,
well done.
I think there is
Round of
still.
applause for them.
Yeah, there is. I
Wow.
think there's someone playing in London. There are a couple of people playing in London who are in their 80s in the London League. So yeah, there are some hardcore korfballers out there.
So, Josie, over to you. Just to wrap things up, if you were going to tell someone about korfball, try to encourage someone to get down and join you both on a training and on a game, what would you be saying to them?
I think I would be saying that being and having korfball in my life is probably one of the best decisions that I've ever made.
Oh, I'm weeping. This is beautiful.
But yeah, obviously joined at uni and I'm still playing now, however many 8 years later that is. Austin's mentioned some of the amazing socials, the trips, the friends. You know, we're a group that plays sport and that keeps us all healthy and fit and you know, it gives us a mental break from work. But we're also really, really good friends and we do things together all the time away from the sport. So it's really the perfect all-round hobby that you can have. It's such a great sport to learn because it's so unique. It's similar to netball, it's similar to basketball, but it's so different in so many ways. And I think people that come along that want to try korfball say, wow, I didn't think I would pick it up that quickly, or you know, the way you guys play is really, really different, but it's really fun. So yeah, it's the best hobby you can pick up, but also it's the best hobby that is a sport that's also a massive friendship group, really. And yeah, I can't imagine my life without Korf, and I can't imagine my life without all the friends I've made through it, really. So yeah, I would encourage anyone to come along. We're all beginners. None of us knew what korfball was when we started playing. That's the thing that we say to everyone when they come along. Just give it a go. We're all really friendly. We've got fantastic coaches, committee, social teams that put on, you know, as Austin have said, loads and loads of things that you can get involved with. So I would just say, come along, give it a try. We all started from not knowing what korfball was, really.
And that's it for today's episode of the RG10 Podcast. A huge thank you to Josie and Austin for sharing their time and their enthusiasm for a sport that so many people in our area still haven't discovered yet. And if you're curious about korfball and fancy trying something new, or just want to meet a genuinely welcoming group of people, then Reading Rooks train at the Bluecoat School Sports Hall on Sonning Lane. Whether you're sporty, rusty, tall, small, or somewhere in between, they would love to see you. And you can find them on social media by searching Reading Rooks Korfball. I'll leave links in the episode notes. As always, thanks for listening, and if you've enjoyed the episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, or share it with someone local who might enjoy discovering something new on their doorstep. Goodbye.